In England, it is Wimbledon. It is the thick of Wimbledon right now, the biggest tennis tournament, at least one of them in the world. And there's this huge debate heating back up over how balls should be called in or out, whether it should be humans or computers acting as the line judge. You know who might care about that? Andy Murray, because this past Friday, Murray, who won Wimbledon twice, had a line judge call his shot out, but it was actually in. Could have changed the whole outcome of the match. Murray didn't find out about the in-out thing until afterwards at a news conference. Look at this moment.
Your return got called out and it was actually in the show. Do you realise at the time how close that was? You consider
the 50 charity point my return was in. Yeah, well.
Yeah, pretty speechless there for him. We've seen some other instances of debatable balls happening. Venus Williams lost her first-round match after an out call from a judge that she did not agree with. Both her and Murray are out of the tournament, and all the players that you see here actually had a call change their trajectory at Wimbledon this year. The thing is, most other professional tournaments rely not on people to be the line judges, but on technology, almost exclusively to make those calls electronically. Now, Wimbledon has access to this tech. It's called Hawkeye. They just don't use it except for a limited number of challenges players can make in a match. Now, listen, agonizing over what's in and what's out has been a part of tennis for decades. It's been a bone of contention since before I was born, with one very specific meltdown at Wimbledon coming to mind. You know what I'm talking about.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious. That ball was on the line.
So it was John McEnroe back in 1981. He was mad about a call that a line judge made. And that's the issue, right? Is like, how do you remove that element of sort of human potential error out of the game? Do you use the tech? Let me bring in now NBC sports reporter Julia Albaba, who joins us now for more. Okay, for the tennis people among us, this technology, it's not 100% accurate, but it is better than a human eyeball looking at the line, right?
Yeah, it is as accurate as we could possibly get. I mean, you have at least 6 cameras that are linked to computers, and the combination of the technology, it gives basically a 3D representation of where the ball bounced. So it's as accurate as you can get.
So what's the issue? Why won't Wimbledon use it?
Wimbledon is filled with tradition. You know, we got the strawberries and cream, we got the all whites, we got a curfew at night. They want to stick with line judges. They want to keep it, you know, keep that history, keep that going. You get 3 challenges throughout the match, 1 more if you go into, or sorry, 3 challenges in a set, 1 more if you go into a tiebreaker. They want to keep that history going.
But at what point, Julie, and maybe there won't be a point, right? Maybe Wimbledon will just kind of, and I'm imagining it here, but kind of say, hey, you know, technology be damned, we're sticking with the tradition thing. But we've just shown you, even just this tournament, time after time, in which there were, you know, debatable calls, at least in the case of Andy Murray, for example, that could have made a difference. Will there be, I mean, what's your sense when you talk to your friends who are in the league, you know, who play tennis, players, et cetera, what's your sense of whether there will be a tipping point for tournaments like Wimbledon?
Yeah, so right now we have the Australian Open and the U.S. Open. They're exclusively with Hawkeye. And then you got the French Open. There's no Hawkeye at all. You see the clay, you can see where the ball bounces. So they're kind of relying on that. And now we have Wimbledon, where you have a combination of both. So I think the future is in Hawkeye, and being able to kind of mentally just relax knowing that a match or a set will not be taken away from you if one call goes wrong.
I have to issue the disclosure now about you in particular, because you have some very strong feelings about this. You lost a big match because of a call that was incorrect, right? I think we have a picture. You are like legit fired up after that happened. This is having, I mean, you know it, Julia, this is having a real impact on players.
Yeah, I was in the 2nd round of the Australian Open in 2012, and it cost me the set, therefore it costed me the match. And it's something that tennis players have to deal with, unfortunately, too often, and it sticks with you forever. You know, you're always thinking about it, and sometimes it takes away from just like being able to play the match because you're just so worried about outside factors that you can't control. So we need to see a change.
Julia Albaba, thank you very much. Fascinating debate going down right now at Wimbledon. Appreciate you coming on.